Okay, so welcome everyone. So today we are going to learn how to use the church computer. So uh, when we first boot up the computer and we've started the sound system, as you can see in the embedded photos, after you turn on the sound system, turn on the power strip on the wall at the bottom. Then at the computer, you can turn on the computer from the front top center. Once you've logged in, you can then open vMix. We want to start vMix. So we'll go over here, double click. There we go. Now we need to go over to open. So left click it, scroll down to worship. Now, there are a couple other ones down here. Just ignore them. Go to worship. And here you have everything. So let's go over the checklist of things that you need to do. First, you'll notice on the right, we have the church photo. It's pretty, but we want to have the live service feed go over on this side. So go to click merge. Ta-da! Oh, that's lovely. Okay, so now let's go over checklist. First, we want to make sure the sound is working. See how this little green bar is moving? That is good. Green is good.
All right. So one more thing that I need to go over is what happens when there is no sound coming in here. All right. There are a few steps here. Now, one, you could just close out and reopen and see if that works. And sometimes that does. You can also restart the computer and cross your fingers there. But the other thing that you can do is see maybe if you had like a Windows update or something that just messed all the sound settings up. It's real simple. Let's take a look. So what you'll do is go to where you have your audio microphone. Go down here. Now we need to change something about it. So we're going to hit change. It's going to give you this warning. Don't worry, it's okay. If you're in the middle of a live stream, then okay, it can certainly mess something up. But if your sound's not working anyway, you should probably fix it. All right, so here we have audio input, and there's a drop-down list. Now, what you want to have happen is the audio device should be Scarlett Solo. All right, that's what we want coming in. So we will then click that. We will click OK. And we will X out of it. And we will have our noise. Yay! That's the most common fix to this problem. Now, a couple things to note though. If you have this problem and you do not remember how to do this, keep in mind that if you decide to try to record, so you know how we can do a recording, you can click this button and it will begin recording to the hard drive as a backup in case the internet goes out. If your sound is not playing here, then it won't do much because it means that no sound will go into the actual recording. Okay, I hope that clears some things up.
A couple other things that we need to do. You could check the speed. You could Google speed test and make sure you're getting enough speed. Your upload should be at least on, it should say 10 megabits per second. But let's go over the other things that you need to do before a service. One is the stream. We have to set it up. So we're going to go down here. We click configure, left click, go to Facebook settings. Oh, beautiful. And then we don't have to really edit anything here. We can just click create stream. So we're going to click that. And then we're going to hit save and close. And all right, so we've created the Facebook stream. That's great. We can't do Facebook and YouTube at the same time, but more on that a little bit later. Next, if you'd like to set up the slides, you don't have to, but you can do that. And I've arranged it as such so that we have the welcome. So as soon as the pastor begins, you can have the text at the bottom, and you can click the little one sign right here, the one, and just click it, left click it, and it will bring it up onto the right page. And when you're ready for it to go away, left click it. Now you might be asking, how do we minimize these? Well, you right click. So it's right click the welcome sign, and you'll notice that all of these are labeled. So audio, let's just not worry about that. But we'll go to the hymn one. So here I have the hymn that I used today for the recording. And what you'll do, you'll take the bulletin and you'll read, okay, well, what's the first hymn? Okay, there it is. And then if you want to edit the text, you go over here and you right click. There's a little title editor. It's really cool. Click it. And then you can type in the name right here. So I am typing the name. And then here you can actually have where it is located. And you don't really have to click save anywhere. It just automatically does it, including if you're actually in mid recording session. So X out of that. You'll also notice that I've labeled them just hymn 1 and hymn 2. You can label, but it's easier if you just do it this way. I've also put one for choral music, and then the scripture. The same thing, right click, title editor, type it in, exit out. I also put one for, you can put the pastor, they begin, and minimize. So right click, and we do that. Now, while this is all going on, you will also be controlling where the camera goes. And it's kind of helpful, I think, before the service, if you, maybe write with a pen on the left-hand side which numbers you need to plug in to the box. And you can see on the picture of the box the sequence that you need to use. And there are all sorts of ways that you can do that. I prefer having like the hymn on 1 for the setting, and for like sermons and scripture to have it on 2. When there's choral music, to have it on 3. But you can make your own judgment for that. Now, when the service is concluding, you will click this, and then there'll be a stop stream button to begin it. So when you begin, which we begin after the announcements and kind of prayer requests, then you start stream here. Now, you might be worried when it goes yellow for about 3 seconds, 2 to 3 seconds, and then it goes red. We typically think of red as bad. It's okay. That's actually a good thing. Um, and if there's ever a problem where, oh no, the stream isn't working and it's not going on Facebook, or the internet's having problems, don't worry. There's another thing that you can do. What you can do is you go all the way down here. There's a record button. And what that will do is it will record it onto the hard drive of the computer so that you can retrieve it and then later upload it to Facebook and YouTube and such. So all is not lost. You don't have the live service maybe if Facebook's down, but you can at least later upload it so that we can see it. Okay. All right. So I think that's the those are the basics for everything. And when you exit, it's okay. When you click exit, I'll ask you to save. You can save it, and that's fine. But you don't have to. I always just save it just in case, especially if I make new buttons. And then you hit save and close. Okay. Uh, a couple things to note. You will find on the picture of the computer, this is for the more advanced stuff. On the picture of the computer, see the tower right above it, you see that red box. All right. Now there is a volume knob. That's the left one. And when someone is speaking at the podium, I typically have it at let's see, I typically have it not at the halfway mark, but a little bit to the left. Otherwise, it's a little bit too loud, and you can kind of gauge that. In fact, I can show you how you can do that. And then as this is loading, when it's going to like the choir, I'll have it at 50 because I want to boost it up because the mic is not as loud. So one way you check that is you can go back in here. See this bar? This is actually the volume level, and it's good to have it up here. That's a good thing. It's not the worst thing to have it all the way up here, but I try not to keep it at the red. But I use that to gauge it, and you can toggle the volume to kind of equalize it. And so if someone's really quietly reading something, you can actually change for the streamers at least, or for those who are viewing the stream. You can change the volume to make it a little easier for them to hear it. So that's just one more thing to do. Okay, all right. I think those are the basics. And so with that, you can always refer to this video for some problems and or for some frequently asked questions, but also for the basics of how to start and stop, the sequence of events of what to do when you first begin. And remember, do not forget to edit those Facebook stream settings and to create the stream. Otherwise, it will not work. All right. Good luck.